I've been holding a lot of shit in lately. Oh, man, I just had like a 3.5 hour cry.
Diddy has finally broken his silence in response to the escalating wave of assault allegations against him, particularly after a fourth alleged victim came forward with a lawsuit. This latest lawsuit accuses the music mogul and his associates of a heinous gang assault and trafficking incident that allegedly took place when the victim was just 17 years old. The seriousness of these claims has cast a long shadow over Diddy's illustrious career, prompting him to address the mounting accusations publicly. The growing number of allegations has placed Diddy at the center of a legal and media storm, with each new claim adding to the gravity of the situation. The latest lawsuit has only intensified the scrutiny surrounding him, as it paints a disturbing picture of events that are alleged to have occurred years ago. According to the lawsuit, the victim was subjected to a nightmarish ordeal orchestrated by Diddy and his associates, a claim that, if proven true, could have devastating consequences for the star. In his response, Diddy has vehemently denied the allegations, asserting that these claims are part of a coordinated effort to tarnish his reputation and extort money from him. He has expressed his intention to fight the accusations vigorously, both in court and in the court of public opinion. However, the damage to his public image has already begun, as the seriousness of the allegations and the number of accusers continues to grow. The entertainment industry is watching closely as this legal battle unfolds, with many speculating about the potential ramifications for Diddy's career and legacy. As more details emerge and the case develops, it remains to be seen how Diddy will navigate this crisis and what impact it will have on his future.
According to the filing, she says she was in the 11th grade when she was out with friends at a Detroit lounge in Michigan in 2003 and then approached by Harvey Pierre, then president of Combs' music label Bad Boy Entertainment. Combs' career was taking off, and she says Pierre bragged that Combs was his best friend and called him. The two men allegedly convinced her to take a private jet to New York.
In a recent development, 50 Cent has announced that all proceeds from his forthcoming documentary on Diddy will be directed towards supporting victims of sexual assault. This decision highlights 50 Cent's commitment to addressing the serious issues raised by the allegations against Diddy. Additionally, 50 Cent has taken the opportunity to suggest that Diddy's close associate, Rick Ross, should come under scrutiny. His comments hint at a potential connection between Ross and the allegations, raising questions about the extent of involvement or complicity in the situation. This revelation adds another layer of complexity to the ongoing controversy, as the public awaits further developments and investigations into the matter.
GD! They own Rick Ross there too. You Rose, you folded over. You still paying the gangster disciples. I know because one of them's related.
Rumors are intensifying about a potential link between Diddy and Rick Ross involving questionable activities, sparking widespread speculation. In response, 50 Cent has announced that his forthcoming documentary will expose these allegations in full detail, promising to shed light on any dubious connections between the two. The documentary is set to delve deeply into the nature of their relationship, potentially revealing connections that have yet to be fully explored. Adding to the gravity of the situation, a new lawsuit has emerged against Diddy, featuring deeply unsettling details that bear a disturbing resemblance to the allegations made in the Cassie lawsuit. This latest legal action includes harrowing claims and photos purportedly showing Diddy with the alleged victim, escalating the seriousness of the accusations. Legal experts suggest that the lawsuit could pave the way for criminal charges if the allegations are proven true, further complicating Diddy's legal troubles. Diddy has vowed to fight these accusations vigorously, insisting on his innocence and his commitment to uncovering the truth. As the legal battle heats up, many are drawing parallels between Diddy's situation and the recent fallout faced by Jonathan Majors, who was dropped by Marvel Studios due to legal issues. This comparison raises questions about whether Diddy might face similar repercussions if the allegations against him are substantiated. The unfolding drama promises to have significant implications for Diddy's career and reputation, as both the documentary and legal proceedings continue to evolve.
We have some breaking news in the Jonathan Majors criminal trial in New York City. He has been found guilty, although it's a split verdict. Guilty on only 2 counts, not guilty on another 2.
Diddy's strategy to gain public sympathy seems to follow a pattern similar to R. Kelly's approach. The convicted singer tried to portray himself as a victim, while depicting his accusers as money-hungry liars. However, given R. Kelly's outcome, it is uncertain whether this tactic will be effective for Diddy.
Not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. And y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't.
The lawsuit against Diddy is raising profound concerns, as the details come to light regarding the alleged victim, identified only as Jane Doe. According to her claims, she was subjected to a traumatic ordeal at the age of 17, involving being tracked and assaulted in a deeply disturbing sequence of events. Jane Doe's allegations paint a harrowing picture of her experiences, which she attributes to Diddy, his associate Harpier, and a third individual. In her lawsuit, Jane Doe accuses Diddy and his associates of committing heinous acts that have left a lasting impact on her life. The allegations suggest a deliberate and malicious intent to inflict harm, adding a layer of gravity to the legal proceedings. The specifics of the case are unsettling, as they describe a pattern of behavior that allegedly involved stalking and physical assault, raising serious questions about the actions and motivations of those accused. As the lawsuit unfolds, it is evident that the accusations against Diddy and his associates are not only serious but also potentially damaging. The public's reaction to these revelations is likely to be intense given the gravity of the claims and the high-profile nature of the individuals involved. The legal and media scrutiny surrounding this case is expected to escalate as further details emerge and the implications of these allegations become clearer. Diddy's response and the outcome of the lawsuit will be closely watched, with significant consequences anticipated for all parties involved.
I want to get your opinion. You know, you was around Puffy, you was on Bad Boy. You know, looking at this lawsuit, Cassie, she claims that her and Diddy had freak-off sessions where they would get a male
You
prostitute
talking about
in.
the freak-off session where they used to do in the studio and all of that over different entertainers' houses and stuff? Where they be having them parties where they won't invite you to? And they be like, we having a party tonight, but this ain't your kind of party. You be like, yeah, I ain't going. I don't want to go. Freak-off parties, when you go in there and it be, yo, let me tell you something.
Tonight we're throwing a party, but don't get your hopes up, it's not your typical kind of bash. You might be thinking, nah, I'm skipping this one because it doesn't sound like your scene. But let me share a story that might change your perspective. Back in the day, we used to frequent nightclubs and make our way to the VIP sections. The vibe was always electric, and the crowd around us was intense. It was a scene where the allure of exclusivity drew people in, and we often found ourselves at the center of attention. Let me rewind and paint a clearer picture. When we hit the clubs, we had these bottles of Moet, nothing too fancy, just the usual. But there was something unique about those bottles. They weren't just regular champagne bottles, they were special in a way that made the scene even more charged. We had a little secret. There was a specific kind of bottle that had something added to it, something that made the atmosphere even more slippery and enticing. The rule was clear: stay away from those special bottles and stick to the regular ones. It was part of the unspoken code of the nightlife world we navigated. Now, let's shift gears to a more serious matter. Jane Doe met a man named Pierre at a lounge in Detroit. Pierre, who claimed to be best friends with Diddy, reportedly convinced Jane Doe to join them on a private jet headed for Diddy's New York studio. What was supposed to be an exclusive and exciting opportunity quickly devolved into a nightmare. The lawsuit paints a chilling picture of what happened next. According to the lawsuit, the events that unfolded were deeply disturbing. Jane Doe describes a harrowing sequence involving drugs, alcohol, and assault. She recounts being assaulted by Diddy, Pierre, and a third individual in that specific order. The account is graphic and unsettling, with Jane Doe claiming that Diddy was present during the assault, observing as Pierre and the third person attacked her. She alleges that while Diddy watched, he reportedly told the others to stop, adding a layer of complexity to the already horrific situation. The explicit details in Jane Doe's account highlight the severity of her ordeal, painting a disturbing picture of what transpired. This lawsuit has brought to light a series of allegations that not only accuse Diddy and his associates of serious misconduct, but also challenge the boundaries of their behavior. The seriousness of the claims has sparked intense scrutiny and could have far-reaching implications for those involved. As the legal process unfolds, The focus will remain on uncovering the truth behind these allegations and understanding the full extent of the events described.
Hearing the allegations with Puffy, I think that was going on around there. I think those niggas were some sexual demons, is what I get that was going on around.
Unlike many victims who come forward only after many years, Jane Doe is equipped with compelling evidence from the night in question. She has provided photos from that evening when she was just 17 years old, including one particularly striking image of her sitting on Diddy's lap. These photos offer a tangible connection to her account of the events, adding a layer of credibility to her claims. In addition to her own evidence, Jane Doe's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, has delivered a harsh critique of the situation. Deal's assessment further complicates the narrative, as his insider perspective adds weight to the seriousness of the allegations. His comments underscore the gravity of the accusations and contribute to the broader scrutiny surrounding the case. The combination of Jane Doe's photographic evidence and Gene Deal's critical evaluation has intensified the public and legal focus on the events of that night. This situation not only highlights the detailed evidence available, but also reflects the complex dynamics at play as the case continues to unfold. The impact of these revelations is profound, adding layers of complexity to an already distressing scenario.
That any man that force any woman to do anything, it should be like the Arab countries. They just start cutting shit off, to be totally honest, of that man. Any man that forces any woman to do anything, they should treat them like they treat them in the Arab countries and just start cutting shit off. From their fingers to their hands to their feet to their...
When Jane Doe describes being flown from New York to Diddy's studio, it certainly raises some concerns. To be honest, the situation seems a bit suspicious. Harpier, who was involved, was someone I knew back in the day. He was known for being very loyal to Diddy, always following his instructions without question. It's hard not to question the motives behind arranging for a 17-year-old to be flown out on a G5 jet, which was quite a luxury back then. Jane Doe's account claims that Diddy organized the flight and took her to his studio, where she was reportedly present. She has shared photos online showing her at the studio, which corroborates her presence. The photos add a layer of credibility to her story. Additionally, during that period, someone named Slam, who worked with Diddy's AR team and was from Detroit, was responsible for organizing many of Diddy's events. Given his role, he would have likely been involved in setting up such arrangements. The details of this situation suggest that there was a significant effort involved in coordinating these events. If the allegations are accurate, it's clear that there were considerable resources and planning involved.
It was crazy, bro, to do that to that little girl. But she's got to prove it. And she has to prove it by saying this. She has to tell, she cannot come out and say that this happened to her 20 years ago and she never told nobody else. Or she never tried to do something, about it. She had to tell somebody 20 years ago, when I was there, they did this to me. She had to write it in a diary or something like that, and she has to prove to...
Diddy getting the fellatio when Jennifer Lopez was upstairs. Slam set that up, you know what I mean. So if it came from Detroit, it probably came from Slam because he was another one of the dudes that was a flunky around there. But that's it's crazy, man. I genuinely struggle to find the right words to express how I feel about this situation. As a father with daughters, this issue hits especially close to home. It's deeply troubling, and I can't fathom how anyone could allow such things to happen. From my experience, the officers who worked with us at Bad Boy were highly professional and committed to ensuring that nothing inappropriate occurred. These were individuals who had a strong sense of duty and respect for the job. I knew the guys who worked security for Diddy, and they were well aware of their responsibilities. They were seasoned professionals from the hood who took their roles seriously, ensuring the safety and integrity of any situation they were involved in. There's no way I would believe that any of the security personnel I worked with would have permitted such behavior. It's worth noting that Diddy always seemed to exercise a certain level of caution around me. Whether that was due to his awareness of my strong stance on professionalism or some other reason, I can't say for sure. But it was clear that he maintained a certain distance and appeared more guarded in interactions. This behavior might have been a reflection of his own awareness, or perhaps an indication of the high level of scrutiny he was under. Either way, the situation described is deeply concerning and goes against the professional standards and ethics that I believe in.
Cassie, she also alleges that, you know, while she was having sex with these male prostitutes, the male prostitutes, and Diddy, they all wore masquerade masks.
He didn't want her to know who they were. So if she ever wanted to do what she just did, how does she say how the person looked? All she could describe.
I believe the situation is unfolding somewhere between 7th and 8th Avenues. I'm familiar with Daddy Al, and as far as I know, he wasn't known for having personal relationships with women at his studios. From my experience, nothing inappropriate ever happened under my watch. Whenever I was at Daddy's place with Puff, it was strictly business. We'd usually be coming from a club or some other event, and Puff would be focused on checking in on his artists, reviewing songs, or working on music. Miss Lopez might drop by, or there could be other studio activities, but it was always professional and business-oriented when I was there. Of course, there were always groupies and fans who might show up, but I never witnessed any unprofessional behavior from Puff during those times. His interactions were always in the context of work. In response to the recent lawsuit, Diddy took to Instagram to firmly deny the allegations. He accused the alleged victims of seeking a quick payout and expressed his determination to defend his name, family, and the truth. His statement underscores his commitment to fighting against the claims and maintaining his reputation amidst these serious accusations.
She couldn't take it no more. She told her friend, and this was she was under a non-disclosure and everything like that. She told her friend she couldn't take it no more because she had seen this dude do something. I've heard plenty of stories about him being on a yacht. That same yacht that Kim was on, and the same yacht she got her nose broken on, that somebody was doing something.
On what would have been Kim Porter's 51st birthday, Diddy took to Instagram to honor his late ex. Despite the ongoing public scrutiny and multiple sexual assault lawsuits he faces, the 54-year-old music mogul shared a touching photo of himself kissing Kim's cheek. In the heartfelt tribute, he wrote, "We miss you so much, Kim. Happy birthday, beautiful. Love forever." The post garnered nearly 80,000 likes within a day, though comments were disabled. Diddy also posted throwback photos on his Instagram stories to celebrate her memory. Amidst this public gesture, rumors persist about his involvement in her death. Speculation has circulated that he may have silenced her to prevent her from disclosing potentially damaging information. Despite these ongoing rumors, Diddy's tribute remains a poignant reminder of his affection for Porter and his continued grief over her loss. Diddy, from September 2022 to November 2023, Jones alleges that he was drugged and woke up naked, disoriented, and in bed with two workers. And Diddy, the lawsuit further claims that the rapper was involved in illegal activities and was grooming Jones to pass him off to his friends. Additionally, the situation is striking due to Columbus's previous comments about Diddy making advances on him.
Ring is an unknown number. I don't answer unknown numbers. But, you know, my wife's looking at me like, yeah.
Who is that?
Pick that up.
I don't know about this.
And put it on speaker.
Yeah.
I picked it up. I say, who is this? It's Sean. I'm like, Sean? It's Puff. I'm like, oh, what's good?
Talking low like that?
Talking low. So I was like, hey, what's good? I said, what's cracking? He said, we didn't see you tonight at the BET Awards. We didn't see you tonight. He said,
He checking in.
The unfolding situation around Diddy echoes the complexities of the R. Kelly case, raising questions about the effectiveness of such legal strategies. As the legal proceedings advance, it remains to be seen whether Diddy's approach will manage to sway public opinion in his favor. Currently, the outlook appears less than favorable for him. Music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones has filed a lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of sexual assault and coercion involving sex workers. This lawsuit represents the fifth sexual assault claim against the music mogul. According to Jones, the alleged incidents occurred while he was working with Diddy on his latest album, during which he claims to have been subjected to unwanted groping and sexual touching. In response to the lawsuit, attorney Shan Hawley, representing Diddy, has strongly denied the accusations, dismissing them as pure fiction. Hawley asserted that there is overwhelming, indisputable proof proving the allegations false and promised to address these claims thoroughly in court. He also vowed to take appropriate legal action against those making these allegations. Court documents reveal that Jones, who lived and traveled with Diddy during the period in question, has detailed the incidents in his complaint. The defense's stance highlights the contentious nature of the case and the challenges faced by Diddy as he navigates these serious allegations. Only time will tell how this legal battle will resolve and whether the strategies employed by both sides will influence the outcome. During my stay at the Beverly Hills Hotel, I had a peculiar experience that remains etched in my memory. It all began with a phone call from an unknown number. At that time, my career was in a high point. My film, Stomp the Yard, had topped the charts for 2 consecutive weekends, and I was receiving a flood of phone calls and movie offers. The excitement was palpable, and everything seemed to be falling into place. One day, my phone rang with a number I didn't recognize. When I answered, I was thrilled to hear the voice of Diddy on the other end. I was a bit starstruck as he praised my performance in the movie and mentioned how impressed he was. He said he'd heard I'd be in New York the following week and invited me to visit the JGE store, offering me the chance to pick out anything I wanted. It was a generous gesture, and I was genuinely appreciative. When I arrived in New York, I went to the JGE store as instructed. To my surprise, they opened the gates for me, allowing me to select some gear without any hassle. Despite the kind offer, I never had the chance to meet Diddy during those few days. The excitement from the movie and the subsequent opportunities felt overwhelming, but I continued to focus on my work. In February 2007, I attended the All-Star Game in Las Vegas, an event I'll never forget. During the trip, my friends who were longtime associates of Diddy and had a strong connection with Bad Boy Records mentioned that Diddy was hosting an after-party at the Palms. They also mentioned he was staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel and invited me to join him. At first, I was skeptical and didn't think much of it, especially since I wasn't interested in going to the hotel alone in the middle of the night. My wife was also concerned, and I decided it was best to stay put.
He's gonna have you struggling and scrapping, all right? He's gonna have you struggling and scrapping. Wait. Did we find it? Yeah, here it is.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
I like the way you do that, Daddy. You putting in that work.
Meek, tuning into the conversation, brought up an intriguing topic. "Let me ask you, El," he said. "You know, there's a question some of us have about the whole process. Do you guys ever use cold water to cool off after a session? I mean, do you end up feeling all heated after giving it your all?" El chuckled and replied, "Oh, absolutely, after going full throttle. The body definitely feels like it needs to cool down. Sometimes a dip in cold water can be a lifesaver. It's like a reset button." The discussion took a humorous turn when El playfully recalled an experience. "Remember that time when we were at the pool and I saw you guys?" El continued, "Man, you looked like you just had a wild night. I could tell you were feeling it. Your face was like, just leave me alone, I've had enough." And then there was that whole situation where, let's just say, the preparation wasn't exactly the smoothest. You know, with the whole no lube situation. You even turned up the music so no one could hear what was happening. I had to laugh. He added, "And then you decided to jump into the ice-cold pool to cool off." I thought to myself, wow, running from the heat straight to the pool, it seemed like a drastic change, but I guess it's one way to handle it.